You ever notice how a man can walk into a room with full confidence, solid, grounded, sure of who he is, yet the moment a certain woman enters the picture, something shifts? It's subtle, almost invisible, like the air changes around him. His shoulders adjust, his voice softens or deepens. His decisions bend, just a little. Suddenly, he is not just acting, he is responding, but responding to what? That's where the story of the unspoken rule begins. Not rules written in books, not something she says out loud, not instructions whispered in his ear. This rule lives in the quiet, in the pauses, in the small reactions that men don't even realize they're decoding. And if you're a man, here's the uncomfortable truth. You've followed this rule before, maybe yesterday, maybe today, maybe right now. It starts with something simple. She gives you a feeling, not a statement, not a demand. Just a feeling of approval, disapproval, curiosity, warmth, withdrawal. And men, whether they accept it or not, are wired to respond to that emotional temperature. A woman raises an eyebrow when you talk too loudly. You tone it down without thinking. She smiles softly when you open the door. You start doing it more, without planning. She goes quiet when you joke a certain way. You avoid that joke next time without understanding why. This isn't weakness. This isn't manipulation. This is the ancient psychological dance between male action and feminine reaction. A dance so old that no one remembers when it began, yet every man still moves to its rhythm. Think about a time when you really liked someone. Not just, she's cute, but the kind where your mind replays her laugh for no reason. Where your heart rate changes when her name lights up your phone. Where you suddenly care about things you never cared about before, your clothes, your posture, your tone, your words. What were you doing in those moments? You were adjusting constantly, subtly, silently. Every gesture shaped by one question running in the background of your mind. How will she respond to this? And you weren't aware of it, not fully. You thought you were just being yourself. But she didn't need to ask for anything. She didn't need to lay out demands. Her reactions wrote the rulebook without a single word. That's the unspoken rule. Men behave in the way she wants because they start craving the version of themselves that she seems to like. You see, men don't change for women. Men change for the feeling they get around those women. A woman who makes him feel respected, he becomes more responsible around her. A woman who makes him feel admired, he becomes more ambitious. A woman who makes him feel needed, he becomes protective. A woman who makes him feel criticized, he becomes defensive. A woman who makes him feel taken for granted, he starts to withdraw. Every reaction from her becomes a cue in his subconscious. And because men often struggle to decode emotions directly, they rely on behavior. They watch, they observe, they adjust, not consciously, not deliberately, not strategically, but instinctively. The fascinating part? Women don't even know they're doing it. Most of the time, she's not trying to change him. She's not planning a psychological strategy. She's simply reacting naturally, emotionally, intuitively. Yet her reactions shape him more than any words could. A man can say, "I don't care what she thinks," but his nervous system whispers the opposite. Humans are wired to seek warmth and avoid coldness. Men especially are wired to respond to feminine feedback. Because somewhere deep inside, or maybe not so deep, men want to be someone a woman is proud of, someone she feels safe with, someone she looks at with that soft, approving expression that makes him feel 10 feet tall. This doesn't mean men become puppets. It means men become tuned to energy, tuned to emotion, tuned to unspoken signals. A woman touches his arm lightly when he speaks softly. Suddenly, he's softer with her. She pulls back when he shows insecurity. Suddenly, he hides those insecurities deeper. She lights up when he takes charge. Suddenly, he takes charge more often. He's not performing, he's responding. The same way fire responds to oxygen, automatically. And here's the twist. A woman's power in this dance is rarely in what she says. It's in what she responds to. Men follow the unspoken rule because they're not chasing her approval. They're chasing the emotion attached to her approval. That emotion is addictive. It's grounding. It's validating. It's something men often don't get anywhere else. This is why a woman's silence can be louder than a man's anger. Why her disappointment can sting more than criticism from 10 other people. Why her smile can fix a day he thought was already ruined. And there's something even deeper. Men don't just behave the way she wants. They begin to mirror the version of themselves she seems to believe exists. If she treats him like he's capable, he rises. If she treats him like he's irresponsible, he sinks. If she treats him like he's attractive, he becomes more confident. If she treats him like he's replaceable, he feels disposable. Her belief shapes his behavior, even if he doesn't know why he's becoming this new version of himself. The unspoken rule is simple. Men respond to the reflection she creates, not because they're weak, not because they're controlled, but because human beings evolve in the presence of someone who matters. A man doesn't notice he's changing. He doesn't see the behavioral shifts. He doesn't track the tone adjustments. He doesn't analyze the choices he's making. He just keeps moving naturally toward the emotional warmth she gives and away from the emotional coldness she brings. That's why the unspoken rule is powerful. Not because it controls him, but because it reveals what he truly desires: connection, approval, significance, belonging, emotional gravity. A woman's quiet reactions create those forces, and a man's subconscious follows them like a compass following magnetic north. The unspoken rule isn't manipulation, it's chemistry, psychology, human nature. Men behave the way she wants, not because she tells them, but because they feel it. And humans will always move toward the feeling that feels like home. In the end, the truth is simple. He doesn't change for her. He changes because of what she awakens in him. Without speaking a single word,